I would like to, first of all, I will just share with you why I have selected this particular topic. You can see here because uniquely leveraging emotional intelligence and spiritual intelligence, which AI cannot replicate, and to complement AI's data processing power, creating a stronger, more meaningful output and better human AI collaboration rather than just mere replacement, which generally is not possible as well. So this was the main idea behind going ahead with this particular topic. So there are a few of the areas that I'm going to cover. I'm starting with the usage of mobile, the advantages of that mobile-based communication, and then, in fact, mobile apps, and then mobile technology, and also what are the disadvantages and how it is how it is affecting the human life, and then followed by the presentation will also cover what will happen if we do certain practices, basically to detox, basically that is called as digital detox. So how it is going to affect us and improve our productivity. That is what will be covered in rest of the areas like defeat the scroll, then AI's emergence, and then I'm not going to talk much into the technical aspects of AI because many of the people are aware of it and people are using AI, but here, my focus is a little bit different. How people are getting benefited and how it is becoming a kind of a big disadvantage to the people as well. Okay, then deep work blueprint, then perennial return on investment, and then followed by open discussions. We'll take up all the questions probably at the end. I have taken certain Quranic and Hadith, references in this and couple of examples as well. Now, let us start with the evolution of the connected devices. If you see the connected devices, I don't know how many of you, but at least I am from that, year of birth or the decade of the decade during which we used to see the landline phones at probably one or two phones in some 10 houses in a middle class family area, and we used to call the neighboring aunt or neighboring uncle saying that your so and so relative have called. So we have seen that particular era, and then slowly, technological advancements have changed this and transformed this entire world, and now everyone are having minimum one mobile phone. Okay, and many of the people, even the students, are having the mobile phone, and then we are very much connected. And we have not only seen that, we have seen the era where, touch screen phones introduced by Apple and then followed by smartwatches. And now the Meta has launched its, specs as well with Ray-Ban. And then Elon Musk talking about Neuralink. In fact, the experiments are in the advanced stages. So if you look at 1990s, there were PCs and desktops. We used to go to the device, okay, because it's a fixed place. So we go to the device, and then the leash, 2010s, the smartphone, the device comes with us, okay, and then the lens now 2024 and beyond that. Ray-Ban Meta glasses are already there in the market, but there are many other companies who are following up. There are many Chinese companies who have come up with their own spectacles, and then the merge, the future Neuralink, the device in us, okay, within us. So as the technology becomes invisible, its control over us becomes absolute. That we need to remember. Okay, so that is how we are going to discuss from this perspective how these technological advancements are affecting human productivity, affecting human life, and then what are the ways that we have to control ourselves and have a self control. So I've just taken a couple of inputs from my other presentations related to information security, education, and awareness. There is a famous quote that is why I always use this: the best and the worst about the internet and World Wide Web. The best thing about internet is everything is connected and is a global network. Yes, it is true. Since everything is connected and because it's on a global network, everything is connected, and we can talk to any person anywhere in the corner of globe, and we can access the resources which are kept somewhere else in some other country, or in a remote location. And the worst thing about internet, the sentence is again same. Everything is connected and is a global network. Since everything is connected, and since it's on a global network, from the cybersecurity perspective, if a system, a connected system, gets virus into it, or a worm into it, or a Trojan into it, then there is a high possibility, high probability that this particular Trojan is going to infect all other machines which are connected in that. Okay, this is the disadvantage of internet. Okay. Now, if you look at the survey from Hootsuite and Meltwater kind of organizations, this was February 2025, the recent survey. I'll also show you the survey of January 2024 as well. Okay. So it says that across the globe, we have around 8.2 billion, population right now, humans who are living, out of which 58.1% lives in the urban areas, while more than, 42% lives in the rural areas. And if you look at the point that is written, while only 58% of the world lives in seven cities, 70% now own a mobile phone. Digital infrastructure is growing faster than physical infrastructure. That is true. And unique mobile phone subscribers out of that 8.2 billion population, if you look at, so 5.78 billion population, that means 70.5% population is using the mobile phones. I think more than that, because we are into 2026 now, so it might have increased to, 75 to 80% by now. Individuals using the internet, so 5.56 billion, that means 67.9% of the population. That means almost everyone who owns a mobile, except those who do not use the smartphones, basically are connected to internet. So social media user identities, if you look at, almost 63.9% population having the social media identities. Okay. Now, if you look at the similar statistics that were there in January 2024, was 8.08 billion population, out of which 57.7% is almost similar to what we have seen in the previous slide. And unique mobile subscribers, it was 69.4%. Now it is 70 point something percent. And same thing for 66% and 62%. That means as the number of mobiles are growing, so most of the mobiles people are buying now are smartphones. And then people are getting connected to social media the moment they get a smartphone. Okay. Now, if you look at Indian perspective, this was again January 2024. I don't have the data of February 2025 as of today. But if you look at Indian population, 1.44 billion population, which is out of which 36.6% live in cities and urban areas. And mobile connections are 78%, which is a very good percentage of mobile penetration among the users, among the people. And the individuals using the internet, which is around 52.4% out of 1.44 billion population, and social media, 32.2%. Now, if you look at the usage of mobile and the other gadgets, we have been using it so heavily that researchers were compelled to get into the survey of global attention crisis. Now, if you look at the survey says over 50 to 60% of young professionals or students show high risk of smartphone addiction. Okay. So, and I think survey generally will have a limited set of people where they go and talk to them and get their feedback. While the reality, if I look in my own house and my relatives or my known personalities, my friends, etc., then everyone has been facing this challenge that the young professionals or the students or the children in the respective homes, they are getting addicted to smartphones, okay, or the gadgets that are available. Okay, 84% of the Indians check phones within 15 minutes of waking up. Okay, so this is also another fact-checked report from Boom. Americans now spend an average of 5 hours 16 minutes per day on smartphones. There is a survey somewhere which I have not quoted here, which I have read. Indians, from that survey perspective, are also spending an average of 4.5 hours. I mean, per day on the smartphone. Now, if you look at if you look at this statistics, and from this perspective, then 4.5 hours multiplied by 7, if you do, then it comes to around 30 plus hours, right? So these 30 hours I'm using, I'm fully busy on mobile phone. Okay, that means uh, in a week's time, almost kind of 1.5 day I'm spending. I'm spending on or wasting on mobiles. Okay, and mostly these phones, the usage of these phones, the survey says, are for those works which are not going to help them grow as a professional or as a student. Okay, so this is just a waste of time every week. Now, there is one more survey which I have not quoted here again because a lot of things are coming up in the surveys, so everything cannot be quoted. There are reports which I have given the reference here. Later on, you can read all those reports. So it says that the meaningless or useless touch on a mobile phone has increased. That the result says that somewhere around 60 to 70% people, they just touch their phone or grab their phone. I don't know for what, because I mean, if I feel if I look at that survey, then I'm thinking that yes, I'm also doing this. So 60 to 70% of the people, it is a meaningless touch or a useless touch which is not at all required. So that kind of addiction that we have, we are going through in this era right now. Now, from the global attention crisis perspective, employees lose 100 plus hours per year to app switching, and 56% report weekly productivity loss. Okay, so this is another issue, right? How, I mean, we might be thinking that how the productivity loss is there while we are using mobiles, we are using gadgets, we are using so many apps, and then we are also using so much of AI these days. Let us get into that, get deep into this presentation, then we'll try to cover that particular aspect as well. Now, the case study: high screen time and teen mental health, NCBI report, US National Health Interview Survey, which was conducted between July 2021 to December 2023. The depression: 25.9% of teens with more than equal to 4 hours per day screen time versus 9.5% with lower use. So, and then anxiety: 27.1% of the teens who are using more than 4 hours. They are getting into anxiety, getting into depression. Insufficient peer support: 37% of teens with more than 4 hours of per day screen time versus 30.4% with lower screen time. Okay. And then low social and emotional support: 48.6% of teens with more than 4 hours a day. So obviously, they will be fully distracted when they're using the phone for so much of hours. And there is a report that is published by we have National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences here, called as NIMHANS. So they have mentioned in the report that it's high time that the hospitals as well as the society in general should take a decision to establish and set up the mobile or gadget de-addiction centers, which is very alarming from the human perspective, right? We are not made for that, actually. We are here to do some productive things. Okay, anyhow, we'll cover all those aspects. But these, very disheartening to see all these type of survey results, and how we are getting affected and where we are heading to. If we are getting affected at this age, then what is going to happen to the generation, the next generation, okay, who are born within the gadgets, okay, between the gadgets. Now, how to overcome the attention and screen time crisis? Scripts.org has given an idea of the 20-20-20 rule. Okay, every 20 minutes you take a break for 20 seconds, and for 20 seconds you just look at an object which is 20 feet away. Okay, so that you just get away from the what is it screen screen issues, the issues that will be created through continuous looking at the screen. I think you might have noticed when you pass through the security at the airport, sometimes we feel that officer, CISF, Central Industrial Security Forces officers, who sit there and then they scan your baggage, check-in, not check-in, hand carry and all that baggage. They keep staring at the screen continuously, and then after some time, they sit as relaxed, and then they look away from the screen for some time. And many a times people feel that अरे ये आदमी काम नहीं कर रहा है, he's not working. Okay, he's looking at here and there, because that is what is 20-20-20 rule that they have to follow, that we also have to follow. Track and set screen time limits. Okay. So, and then limit screen usage outside of work. Okay. If it is a work, then okay, I'm attending a meeting through mobile. I'll attend the meeting and then keep the mobile afterwards. Okay. I'll not use it again and again. Now, follow the 20-20 rule for eye health, which just now I have mentioned. So, for every 20 minutes, take a 20-second break and then look at some other place, and then for an object which is 20 feet away, and then be mindful of digital content consumption. Okay, how much we are using. Use technology to limit technology. So there are many tools that are available from the family perspective. There are many of the tools. Google also has its own tool, or like parental kind of applications that are there. So we can use Google's parental application is there. Norton's application is there. There are so many. We just Google it. It is almost kind of a antivirus kind of competitive world in place for parental restrictions. Uh, these apps, based on number of features that they offer every year, and the performance as well as the number of downloads, based on that the ranking comes. So I cannot comment on which is the best one. It all depends on what is that you want to use. So accordingly, you just look at the features and download it. Look at the ranking as well. Okay, so use technology to limit technology, and then set fixed times for email and social media. For example, I have set a time that daily, on a daily basis, I'm going to check email. Okay, if I'm in office hours, obviously I'm bound to work, so I'll be checking my emails. But is it really required that I need to be at social media during office hours? That I have to decide. Suppose if I am in a marketing department or sales department, or if I am in the outreach department, then that kind of requirement may be there for me. So I may look at social media, that too restricted to what I am allowed to. Okay, so this is very important, that we need to set the times fixed for email as well as social media beyond our office hours as well. Okay. Now create screen free zones and screen free hours. So what are the screen free zones? When I'm going out for a particular work, I'm not going to use my screen in the sense any gadget. Okay, and screen free hours. So for example, 9:30 or 10 o'clock, I'm keeping my phone aside. Okay, putting it on silent mode. Only emergency calls I'm going to take. Rest all, I'm giving that gadget also a little bit of rest. Okay. We are not only becoming restless, we are making the gadgets also restless. That is why every big billion days sale or anything, most of the people wants to go for the new mobile, because they feel that the memory that they had last time purchased was considered to be the advanced one at that time and high storage. But this is not sufficient now, just 1 year down the line. And the processor that I was thinking that it is enough for me, now I'm feeling that that is not enough. Okay, that is how we are working in these days. While the PC or the laptop is always same still, because we are working and we are doing the objective things on those type of devices. Now, replace screens with meaningful offline activities. Very, very, very important aspect to it, because our presence is now more in virtual world, online mode, rather than offline activities. So when I'm going out for doing some social activity, or community related activity, then I'm not going to use the mobile phone there. So that this is kind of a detox mechanism for keeping ourselves away from mobile related issues and challenges that are coming up. So the key practices that are suggested by the experts are delayed digital entry. So first, 30 to 60 minutes. If you look at the right hand side, analog morning from reaction to reflection. Wake up, no screen. Okay, do something, some activity. Okay, sensory awareness, deep thinking, calm, focused start. So this is going to help in obviously in our improving the productivity as well. So delayed digital entry, first 30 to 60 minutes, don't touch the phone, because already the survey has covered saying that so much of percentage, 60 to 70% of the people in India, they use the mobile phone within 15 minutes of waking up. Okay, so hands-on morning rituals, then reawakening the senses, reflect before responding, redefining luxury in the AI age. So one important thing which I'm recalling now, I have heard from an elder. He's a very big scholar. What he said is, see, the Almighty has created all the creations for the best of the creation, which is humankind. We all. Okay. So all the creations are created by the Creator for the humankind, for the benefit of the humankind, rather I can say, for the benefit of the humankind. And another important thing he said that all these creations are put to use for the humankind. So that means everything we have control over everything. Okay, every creation, and especially the devices or the technologies that are created by the human. It should obviously have. It should be under the control of the human. Okay. So he said that, see, please remember that. First of all, I'll tell in Urdu, then I'll try to loosely translate it in English. He said that हम डिवाइस के ताबे नहीं हैं, डिवाइस हमारे ताबे है. That we don't need to follow what the device says, that the device has to follow my commands, my instructions, because I have control over the device. Okay, so this is a very important thing. It's just a one-liner, but it gives such a big lesson to us that we are not bound to follow what the device says. Okay, suddenly a notification comes. Why can't I turn off the notifications? If I turn off the notifications, then there won't be any anxiety. There will be a lot of anxiety among people because they are seeing that, oh, 80 notifications are there. So what is there? So they tend to click on that and then get into multiple. And then you have a number of apps. You have Instagram, you have Facebook, you have you have many other social media apps, and every app is showing you the what is it, notifications. WhatsApp you have, Gmail you have, everything. And now there is an anxiety, there is a pressure on me saying that, oh, so many notifications are there, I don't know which is important, so I'll tend to open everything to just check. Okay. And then since we don't have the self control, which is one of the most important properties expected through spiritual intelligence, so what I will end up doing is I'll end up getting diverted by some meaningless email or meaningless notification and then clicking on that and getting into the loose sand of this entire virtual world. Okay. So that is where we need to have a control. So redefining luxury in the age of AI, is it possible? Yes, it is possible because all these things are under our control. Okay. Reflect before responding. A mail comes, a notification comes. What should I do? Immediately, shall I reply or should I need to think? So these are the key practices that we need to follow. Remember that one liner which our elders have said. Okay, we have the control over the devices, not the vice versa. Okay, now the AI, everyone knows, everyone is talking about AI. Okay, you just ask someone. The only thing that is left is, uh, I mean, uh, in AI is people have not yet started naming their children in the name of AI now. Okay. Evolution of AI, yes, it was narrow AI, they call it as, like chatbots, Siri, etc. There are many social challenges that the world has faced here also with the chatbots, and more than chatbots, this Siri, and then what is that, Amazon ka, I'm not remembering the name, I'm sorry. And then okay Google, and then Alexa, okay, Alexa, Siri, okay Google, and all that. Children, they got so much suffered because of this that they started feeling loneliness, and then out of that loneliness they started speaking to this AI. Okay, so this is really a big challenge these days, even though with that narrow AI. Now, agentic AI, and next is artificial general intelligence, which people have already started working on and talking about. When AI becomes agentic and acting on our behalf, who is setting the intention? Okay, what is that niyat that we need to look at? The evolution of AI. Advantages, yes, it has automated the repetitive work and boosts the productivity for those automated works. Okay, because I'm going to talk about productivity, you should not feel that there is a contradiction in what I am saying. I'm very clear here that the advantages of AI is it has automated the repetitive work and boosts productivity in those automated works, the repetitive works. Faster and smarter decisions, analyzes big data for insights and better decisions. But faster decisions, yes, but smarter and correctness is a topic of debate. Okay, 24/7 operation. Yes, if you put something in an automated automation mode, then obviously it will continue to work till you have got the energy, power, and then UPS and everything. It continues to work. Okay, personalization. It tailors experiences and recommendations. Yes, but at the cost of your personal data, at the cost of the breaching of the privacy. Yes, personalization is done, but the cost of the personal data as well as the breach of privacy is quite high. Innovation and growth is drives new solutions across industries, but not every solution is mature. That also I want to add it here. Not every solution is mature. So risk handling, yes, it performs dangerous or high risk tasks provided the right data set. If the data set is right, if it is correct, then only risk handling would be easy. Okay, and here if uh, kind of malicious data is also added, then the risk handling itself will become a risky task. Okay, now ethics and decision making in the AI era. Do you really think that the entire data, whatever we have, provides you the the outcome which respects the human values, which respects the ethics, or which implements the ethical values? No, not really. You have to train the system in that way. Who will train that system? The person who follows the spiritual intelligence, whose soul itself is purified. If the soul is not purified, it is expected that that person is going to infect or make the data malicious. Okay, so AI systems lack moral judgment. Yeah, because obviously it is artificial intelligence. Humans remain responsible for ethical choices. That is true, because once the outcome comes, now you have to decide whether this particular thing is really justified one, having the justice, or it has defined biases in it. Okay, speed without values leads to harm. Many of the people, they are thinking that yes, if I use AI, my work will be faster. In fact, there are studies which I'm going to show in the next few slides, wherein it is proven that despite the use of AI, people productivity has come down, and also it has impacted the decision making ability, and it has also impacted the speed at which the people used to work. Okay, so speed without values leads to harm. This is another point, but I was highlighting on the speed aspect of it. Spiritual intelligence acts as the moral compass, and then speed without values leads to harm. Again, it is repeated. Data without ethics leads to oppression. Yes. So the real problem is not whether machines think, but whether men do think or not. There's a psychologist and the philosopher, B.F. Skinner, has said this. Now, the digital tool fatigue, that is what I was referring to in the previous slide. So, is it really there? Are we really using it for our betterment? Because the advantages of AI, which I have discussed in the previous slide, says that the automation, if you do the automation, there are many things like it boosts productivity, is what it is saying. But at the same time, the data that I am going to show you contradicts that one. That is why I mentioned that for the repetitive task, the same type of task, okay, there the advantages of AI are obviously there. Now, if you look at 96% of the workers in one study said the digital tools were not helping them keep up, which is creating the burnout. And the burnout ratio is increasing. Again, it will come in the next few slides. Employees were stressed working on everything when they wanted to be working on the most important things. Because let me give an example, because I also use the generative AI, mostly ChatGPT and Gemini now. Uh, but yeah, I mean, for office works. In fact, earlier we used to think a lot before writing a letter, and especially in my office, being a government agency and giving things in writing, you need to be very careful what you are giving in writing. So, we used to think a lot before writing a note sheet, note for approval, or any other letter. But now, with the help of AI, yes, we are able to generate the document a little bit faster, but the question is where the data is going. My company's data requires privacy and high level of confidentiality. If I'm using ChatGPT, that to a free version, whether it is free or commercial version, I'm compromising the privacy of my data, the confidentiality of my data, the secrecy that has to be maintained. Okay, all these things are breached. Not only that, the type of document that it is preparing, these documents, uh, in a recent Harvard Business Review, I think I have one slide added here. It talks about the work slop. What do you mean by work slop? The documents that are created by generative AI are actually the documents having some polished English language, but lacks the real content and the real impact that it should create and the real meaning that that particular document should have. Okay, that is where is the increase in the stress. Because when I take that kind of a document to my boss, and my boss, being an experienced professional, when he sees that particular document, he says that what is that you are writing and what I was expecting from you. Okay, then I go back, I edit, come back, show it to him, go back again. So multiple rounds, even though in the name of AI, I tried reducing the time as well as improving the productivity is lost and the time is increased. Much more time was used because of these kind of applications. This is what I was mentioning. The AI generated workshop is destroying the productivity. Employees lose 100 plus hours per year to app switching, which we have earlier also, seen this kind of a message. Now, burnout and productivity, if you look at rising burnout among AI users, burnout is highest among frequent AI users, which is 45%, which is really alarming to see. Burnout is highest among frequent AI users compared to 38% among infrequent users and 35% among non users. So this is a report from Forbes. I'll surely recommend all of you to read this report of Forbes. It's a very, 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 important report which has given a lot of knowledge. I have, selected few of the points from that. AI adoption is widespread. Whether AI is really being adopted by the companies or not, yes, 77 to 83% of businesses have adopted AI, and we are already not only seeing many of the people we have very closely seen that they became a victim of the so-called AI emergence. Okay, they lost their jobs because that particular person cannot use the AI enablement and AI. Okay, 77 to 83% of the businesses have adopted AI or list it as a top strategic priority by 2025. Okay, there's a survey by National University. And productivity compromise. AI can boost productivity by up to 40%, but impact depends on human readiness and responsible implementation. So AI can boost productivity is what they are saying, but at the same time, it is impacting the person and creating the burnout. Now, the productivity paradox, if you see, there is a study by METR, which says perception. Developers felt that 20% faster using AI. If they develop a code using AI, then their code development or their software development goes 20% faster. However, the reality is developers took 19% longer to complete the task. Okay, why? Because the debugging task, AI writes code fast, but humans spend hours fixing subtle bugs. Okay, so, what is the lesson? We are trading deep thinking for shallow speed. That is the reality. And just related to this, I'm recalling. a recent incident in a training institute where basically it's an upskilling institute who create the industry ready manpower. So they were narrating this particular incident that there was a company who came for the campus placement, and then they interviewed the student. First of all, they took the test, and during the test, once the result came out, they have rejected many of the students, saying that they have used GPT for creating the code. So I was really surprised. I asked the HR why. What is the reason why they are eliminated from the next round itself? Because and you have to, in fact, you have to encourage the youngsters using the AI and AI related tools for generating the code. But why you are discouraging it? He said, I'm not discouraging. The problem is the code that was generated using AI, they have simply copied that code and pasted it here without really thinking about the problem statement that we have given and addressing that particular problem. So it's not only debugging, it's about, simply copying what you have, okay, what you have got it generated through AI. So the productivity, what happened to the productivity now? This guy who was highly dependent on the AI. Just by copying and pasting without applying his brain and without applying his mind, because he does not know, sorry, what are the constructs of the programming language and what are the principles of the programming language, how the logic is to be implemented. He's not good at it. So how is going to, continue improving the code which was generated by AI? Now, another important thing that we need to look at. I'm sorry, just in between. I just want to ask: are you able to see my slides? Anyone can say yes or no. It will be easy for me.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
okay. Got it, got it. So, ChatGPT. This is a new, new thing which just 2 3 days back, Times of India, NDTV, they all have, mentioned this in the news articles. A study conducted by ZIP and an international research team found that trauma prompts increase ChatGPT's anxiety-like responses, while mindfulness prompts reduce them and improved objectivity. So that means the human, when he's getting impacted by these so-called low productivity, and then anxiety, depression, these type of these things, they are actually, this is actually impacting their prompt creating capability as well. When they are creating those type of trauma prompts, then anxiety like responses are coming from ChatGPT, which is really danger. Okay, generative AI models like ChatGPT exhibit fluctuating anxiety levels when exposed to traumatic content, a new study has found, ABP News. Okay, if AI benefits from mindful impact, humans need inner awareness and spiritual intelligence even more. This is the most important point that I want to highlight here. Unless and until you are under your self control and you have the self awareness and you have the control of your own desires, then unless and until these things are there, the challenge that I am showing cannot be addressed. So Islam teaches inner calm and conscious awareness. It is called as tazkiyah. Tazkiyah is purification. And muraqabah is sitting in solitude, seclusion, as the foundation of right judgment. Okay. So now, if you look at from the cybersecurity perspective, the threats that are there, even either with the mobile or the AI technology or with the generative AI, the recent threats that you have been aware of, deep fakes. Okay, what is deep fake basically? The original video is basically tampered. That is, it's in layman's term, the original photo or the original video is tampered with the malicious intent. That means the intention of the person who is carrying out these type of activities is not right. Okay, it's a malicious intent. So what is deepfake basically from the perspective of spiritual intelligence? If you look at, it's an erosion of truth. Okay, smart glasses risk, which is a privacy invasion. The Ray-Ban Meta glasses, which I have shown in the initial slides, from that perspective, if you look at how risky it is going to be. See, presently, when I'm talking to somebody, and then while talking, I saw someone, and then I wanted to just click a picture without that person's permission. So I have to take the camera or the mobile camera in my hand and then, adjust and focus towards that. By that time, if that person whose photograph I'm taking without his permission or intention, without his permission, then if he looks at me, he'll ask, "What are you doing?" And then I am caught, right? Now, if you look at these type of glasses which are coming in with the cameras, and yes, privacy is going to be invaded. We already have got the DPDP Act right now in India. I suggest all of you to read that. Okay, and the guidelines for implementation of DPDP Act is recently released by Ministry of Electronics and IT, our parent organization. So they have also released that. So please read that. It is better to have the understanding and knowledge of our own. The privacy control that is given by the government of India to us. Similarly, in other countries, in every country, they have their own privacy laws. Okay. Mostly the European countries, they use GDPR and all. Okay. This is related to privacy. So just I came to the another point of privacy and the privacy laws. So the privacy invasion, the recording light is easily ignored or covered. Okay. If the camera, the Ray-Ban spectacle which was shown, you just tap it once and then the recording will start. In these type of cases, how will you identify? Okay, there can be a kind of what it is called as two, three different LEDs or two, three different shining items that are connected to the smart glasses. Uh, may lead to people not really identifying which is the camera light and which is these other shining lights that are connected. Okay, so there the privacy risks are there. Social engineering, yes. What is social engineering? Basically, social engineering is if I ask you, can you please give me your I mean banking password? You will not give me. So there are different ways, alternate ways of fooling you and getting the credentials from you. Okay, by way of phishing emails or by way of wishing is voice based phishing or smishing, SMS based phishing. I'll play with your emotions and then send an email, and then you will end up sharing the passwords with me or the credentials with me. Okay, that is nothing but social engineering. Now with this AI into this implementation, there are many social engineering attacks that are happening right now. Okay, with AI generated voices, there are cybersecurity attacks that have happened, and the crimes are noted as well as registered as FIR as well, wherein a person's mother's voice was trained in the AI set, and then the automated call came to this guy, and it was responding very well whatever this guy was asking, and he is thinking that he is talking to his mom, and he at the end he ended up sharing his credentials as well. So generating hyper realistic phishing messages, not only phishing, wishing, smishing, whatever it may be, any social engineering message that manipulate human biases rather than just code. So that is also possible. So this is also another danger that is already there, and it is going to be the dangerous one in the near future. People are increasingly conversing with AI instead of family, creating social isolation while unknowingly risking their data privacy. Okay, when I'm talking to AI like Alexa or Siri or Google, okay, when I'm talking to these type of AI agents, sometimes I'm feeling that I cannot talk to uh, my friend. I cannot disclose this to my family members because I fear that I may be looked at differently if I share this. Then people are sharing with AI without realizing that this sharing. I'm not only sharing the data with an external person. In fact, I'm sharing the data with those whom I don't know and where my data is. But I'm surely sharing all the, my personal things, okay, with them. So data privacy is at highest risk as on date today. So how about talking to the Almighty, talking to the Creator alone, who is going to solve the problem, not the AI, right? So the Quranic anchor, O believers, if an evildoer brings you any news, verify it. This is about deep fakes you can connect it to. So you do not harm people unknowingly, becoming regretful for what you have done. Okay. Now, why AI fails at fatwa? Recently, instead of reading this, I'll just tell you one incident. I was sitting with an Islamic scholar. So he just said that, can we check whether a hadith on so and so subject is available? So we just created the prompt and then gave the prompt to the chat GPT. It has created a hadith and said that, yes, this is available. And he was a very expert Islamic scholar. He said that this hadith never exists. It is a fabricated one. Okay. So AI frequently hallucinates, inventing fake hadiths, chains of narrators, and book citations that look authentic but do not exist. Okay. Okay. This is, I'm sorry. Okay. And then mixes lacks context. A valid ruling requires understanding the specific reality. Fiqh. So AI, obviously, it's an artificial intelligence, so cannot think with this. I mean, the realities. Okay, and what is the intent? What is the situation that this hadith was said? What is the situation that this verse was being revealed, and all that? Okay, it blends contradictory rules from different schools, creating uh, Frankenstein rulings that are religiously invalid. Okay, no accountability. Giving a fatwa is a heavy spiritual burden, which is amanat, which is a trust. AI lacks taqwa. All these are why we have written all these words is spiritual intelligence talks about these words. Okay, God consciousness and prioritizes generating text over preserving truth. Okay. Now, what is the autocorrect of this soul? Please remember one important thing. Yesterday, autocorrect made us forget the spelling. Okay. If someone asks me and say that I'll dictate, you start writing. Okay. And if they are dictating, sometimes I'm forgetting the spelling of receive, relief, whether E comes first or I comes that way. So autocorrect made us forget the spelling. Today, GPS made us forget the navigation. Okay. अरे Google है ना, maps है ना. So otherwise, earlier, if you look at, there are people still who are there who knows in our slang Urdu language, we say गली गली मालूम है इसको, चप्पा चप्पा का पता है इसको. So similarly, people know everywhere, every address. But now with the Google, I mean, kind of we have become ignorant. Okay, the same Google is landing the people. The Google Maps is landing the people somewhere at the under construction flyover, or at the crossroad, at the dead end, or near the river. Okay, later on we are realizing where we are. So AI will make us forget the critical thinking tomorrow, and it is already started. The fikr, the tafakkur, which is called as reflection. Okay, so convenience is the enemy of competence. So we need to remember this. Now, deep work blueprint. Whatever we have discussed about the mobiles and about the AI emergence and the productivity loss, productivity improves. Okay, related to that, there is a deep work strategy. Okay, what is deep work? These efforts create new value, improve your skills, and hard to replicate. Shallow work, these efforts tend to not create new value in the world and are easy to replicate. So, what are the evidence based practices for deep work? Okay, time block deep work 60 to 90 minutes. Most professionals can sustain only 60 to 90 minutes of intense focus at a time. Okay, that is why I think we also go for a tea or a coffee probably after every 1.5 hour in during our work hours. Interruptions are extremely costly. One important thing we need to remember that a few studies they say that when you take a break, and during that break, if I'm using my gadgets again, social media or anything, then this interruption, I have taken a break, but during that break time, I was not focused or I was not keeping my mind relaxed. Instead of that, again, I'm going back to the gadget. Then it is diverting me from the main topic as well as it is, I mean, putting me away from the focus that I had created in the 60 to 90 minutes. And then it is costing me 20 to 25 minutes to regain that focus back. Now you imagine 60 to 90 minutes I worked. Okay, that is still difficult. If you look at the surveys earlier, okay, how much time we are and then how frequently we are actually using the mobiles. If you look at from that perspective, then 60 to 90-minute focus itself is a challenging task. It has become a challenging task for us. So 60 to 90 minutes focus, then 10 to 15 minutes if I'm taking a break, let us be focused, keep ourselves away from the gadget. That is why in many of the defense agencies, if you look at still, and many of the scientific organizations in India, which I have personally visited also, the smartphones are banned. Our teams have worked in a couple of sensitive agencies. Smartphones, you cannot carry a smartphone. You may carry a feature phone, that old button wala phone, that too with the approval and the permission of the security as well as your own head of the division. And there is no internet connection, it's only intranet. Okay. There the productivity is better. There the productivity is good. Okay. Focus on one task at a time, multitasking reduces task performance and accuracy. Nearly 75% of the employees report feeling pressure to multitask. So focus on one task at a time. So that if one task at a time, if you are focusing, then there is a possibility that you are actually able to do multiple things. Okay, multiple things in a day, one after the other in a serial order. Protect downtime and shutdown. Most people cannot perform deep work effectively beyond 4 hours per day. Okay. Yeah. So these are the evidence-based practices for deep work. So for 4 hours also, this is good. Let us work focusedly for at least for continuously for 4 hours. Okay. If we start implementing the digital detox strategy, what we are going to get or gain, how it is going to benefit us. It reduces the stress and anxiety. It improves the sleep quality. Okay. Increases the mindfulness and mental clarity, and there will be better relations or social connection. There are cases that have happened, including in Bangalore, which I have heard. I don't know whether I have to narrate that or not, but yes, a lot of marriages were broken. Out of which there are a couple of cases which has come wherein the first of all, both husband and wife working in a particular company, and both are busy, and both have become the working weekend couple. They have become the weekend couple because both are busy, both are going to office, hardly having any time to talk to each other on personal matters or the issues that are there in the family. And then, okay, there is no family quality time. There is no, personal space for them. But both are busy in the gadgets. The moment they come back from office, they are busy in gadgets, and Saturdays and Sundays are also mostly going in that way. So one such case has come wherein both are husband and wife are in the same room, but after using the mobile phone, after some time, the husband realized that, oh, my wife is there. Need to say hello. So instead of saying hello to the wife who's sitting on the other sofa, he simply sent a message, "Hi, hello, how are you?" She replied back, "I am fine. How about you?" Then she said that, "I think this is not going to continue, this kind of life." So the marriage was broken because both are in the same room, sitting next to each other and talking through the digital gadgets. Okay. So the detox is going to help improve the relationships and the social connection as well. Enhance creativity and the focus will be there. Now, constant digital alerts increased cognitive overload. Employees receiving, this is another survey from a mental health department. Employees receiving frequent systems or security notifications reported significantly higher fatigue. Employees with detox plus mental health support showed higher performance. So this is required now. Mental health support is required as well as digital detox is required. Productivity improvement path coefficient. And then cybersecurity fatigue strongly harmed the mental health. So that is also very much important because many of the people, they have lost their money I was surprised after reading the report of 2025. Somewhere around 3,000 crore rupees were lost in the last couple of years, in the last year, sorry, within India, by those vulnerable people who became the victim of different types of social engineering related cybersecurity attacks. Employees without detox policies showed higher burnout. Now that is obvious. Okay. Now, what is spiritual intelligence? How different it is from IQ and EQ? Okay, IQ, intelligence quotient basically. It solves the logical problem, whereas EQ manages the emotions and relationships. This is left part and the right part of the brain. Whereas spiritual intelligence is the whole part of the brain, and not only brain, heart, but entire your body as well. Okay, it guides the meaning, values, and purpose of our life. Okay. Earlier, I think if I remember correctly, last year I gave this particular presentation on spiritual intelligence. So I have taken 2 or 3 slides from there. This particular word was coined by Dana Zohar, a researcher in 1997 in her book Rewiring the Corporate Brain. So she says that spiritual intelligence is the soul's intelligence, basically. It is intelligence with which we heal ourselves and with which we make ourselves whole. Okay. So better to read that book. But if you want to read more about or more want to understand more about the soul's intelligence, then you need to understand the 3 types of or the 3 status of soul that the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in the Quran. Okay. And in her book, she has mentioned that there are 12 principles of spiritual intelligence. So self-awareness, spontaneity, and being vision and value led. So there should be a vision, and whatever you are doing, it should have some, I mean, value led works that you have to carry. Holism, compassion, celebration of diversity, and field independence, and humility, tendency to ask fundamental question why. Okay, ability to reframe, and positive use of adversity and sense of vocation. Okay, not everything I can cover again because this presentation is already there, available on, I mean, Multiverse channel, which is run by Dr. Saif. Importance of spiritual intelligence in personality development. Yes. So these are a few of the points through the survey results they have come up with. Researchers regard spiritual intelligence as the most significant type of intelligence because of its ability to influence change in people, societies, and cultures. Okay. And thus improves spiritual intelligence. Improving spiritual intelligence helps individuals towards adopting a positive outlook and in achieving inner peace. So basically, you have to work on your soul, purification of your heart, so that a positive outlook comes out. And while the positive outlook comes out, we also achieve the inner peace, which we are lacking these days. The modification in attitude improves self motivation and control, as well as helping to reduce the high stress levels commonly induced by the hectic pace of modern life. See, if a person is spiritual, then what he thinks, if there is a pressure or an anxiety, then he connects back to the creator and then starts thinking that if it is being inflicted on me, it must be because of the creator. So okay, what I have to do and how I have to behave in this particular situation, because he has practiced that spirituality and spiritual intelligence in his life. So that kind of strength he will be able to develop, wherein he actually he'll actually tries to fight this depression and anxiety very easily comparing to others who are not practicing. Okay. Now, spiritual intelligence is deeply interlinked with Islam. If you look at from other religions as well. If you read that book of Dana Zohar, she has given the examples from many of the religions, but I have focused my presentation interlinking it with Islam, faith, iman, and then self-awareness and reflection is tafakkur. Think, sit for a while, and then think about ourselves. What I have spoken since morning, whether it was really useful or not, and whether has it hurt somebody or not, whether it was beneficial for others or not. So this is nothing but the reflection, tafakkur. Okay, and then humility, tawazu. Whatever status you have attained in your professional journey, okay, or in your respective professions, you should be your foot should be firmly on the ground. Okay, that is what defines the humility, tawazu. And then compassion and empathy. In fact, I mean, in Surah Furqan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about that Ibad al-Rahman, that Rahman के खास बंदे वो होते हैं जो जमीन पर इनकिसारी के साथ चलते हैं. Those who walk with humility. So this is what is one of the biggest qualities that we should have. Compassion and empathy, this rahma. I mean, rahm dil hona. Okay. Compassion and empathy. It's not sympathy, it is empathy. I should feel what others are feeling. Okay. And I should have that compassion about others. Resilience and patience, which is nothing but sabr. So there are many situations that are coming in my office. I'm working with my colleagues. So there are a lot of jealousy, a lot of competitiveness. Okay, a lot of things are there that we go through. So this resilience and patience is one of the qualities of spiritual intelligence that we need to practice. And when you work on the soul and the soul's purification, then obviously you will get that. You have to read the stories of the prophets, stories of the achievers, how they have improved on or practiced to attain that resilience, attain that patience. Submission to the will of Allah, that is tawakkul. Okay, we have to submit to someone. Okay, so submission to the will of Allah is another spiritual intelligence property. Self-discipline and self-control. Self-control comes if you have the fear of the Almighty, and self-discipline comes uh, if you start following the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Okay, this is very important to note that. Okay, seeking knowledge and worship, ilm and ibadah, which is very much important. Ask everything to the respected scholars. Okay, whatever we want to do, just check with them what is the right way of doing it and do it. Why we are now suddenly from the mobile to the AI, suddenly we are working on the human, because if the human works on himself, then there is a high possibility that the machine's outcomes will also be better in the future if we are working on human. This is very important, and the human can be worked on. Seeking knowledge and worship is ilm and ibadah, and gratitude and appreciation. This is very important aspect. Whenever we get a support or help from other people, we should be grateful. Okay. In fact, there is a statement called as gratitude should be your attitude. And there is a hadith somewhere which I have read that if a person is not grateful to the human, he cannot be grateful to the Almighty as well. So, first of all, we should learn to be grateful to the people, thankful to the people, and appreciate others when they are working. So, all these are positive qualities, positive attitudes that is taught by spiritual intelligence. And then community and unity. Okay. So, then we will get the purpose of our life. What is it? Life we are living, and then how we have to improve ourselves. I was talking about the soul then in Quran. Three different types of status of souls or types of soul that are mentioned in Quran. Here in this slide, it is written as enemy two, but enemy one is the devil. Okay, I'm not talking about that right now. So the enemy two is nafs. Okay, control, self-desire, basically. So, وَمَا أُبَرِّئُ نَفْسِي إِنَّ النَّفْسَ لَأَمَّارَةٌ بِالسُّوءِ إِلَّا مَا رَحِمَ رَبِّي إِنَّ رَبِّي غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. And I do not acquit myself. Indeed, the soul is a persistent enjoiner of evil, except those upon which my Lord has mercy. Indeed, my Lord is forgiving and merciful. Basically, the three status of souls that are mentioned in Quran. One is, in short, nafsul ammara means nafse ammara. The enjoiner of evil is nothing but nafse ammara, the soul or the desire that always takes you towards doing evil is nothing but nafse ammara. And then there is one more nafs which is called as nafs al-lawwama. Okay, so reproaching soul to the certainty of resurrection. So what do you mean by this nafs? And here, if you look at this verse, It's very important. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, La uqsimu bi yawmil qiyamah. I swear by the day of resurrection. So the interpreters of Quran, they say that swear by day of resurrection means that the day of resurrection, the day of judgment is going to happen. No one can deny that because God is swearing by. Okay. And in continuation of it, it is written that, and I swear by the reproaching soul. When this day of resurrection is certain, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sworn. So here, the reproaching soul also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that I swear by the reproaching soul. So the interpreters of Quran, they are saying that the reproaching soul is going to be everywhere and most commonly uh, be there among people. Nafs al-lawwama. Okay. So this is what we need to understand, that the commonly found soul, or the state of soul that you will find among people will be the reproaching soul. What does it mean? What is this nafsul lawama? Basically, a person thinks of doing something, good activity, okay, or enjoying good, and while he tries to do that, he will get distracted by the enemy one, devil, and then he will get distracted and end up doing the evil instead of good. He started with the intention of doing good, but ended up doing evil. And then after doing that evil, suddenly he realized that, oh, I should not have done that. Okay. And then he repents. So most of the people will be like that. That is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that I swear by the reproaching soul. So this is another status. And most of the people will have this. And the third one is nafsul mutma'inna, wherein reassured soul. Okay. So this type of soul is going to surely get the paradise, because the last point, if you see, and enter my paradise. So it is a declaration basically. So we have to work on this soul. Soul is to be purified. How it is to be purified? There are many ways of doing it. Okay. There are many ways of doing it. You have to sit in the community. You have to do the community work. You have to be in the influence of the elders. You have to be in the influence or the guidance of the, I mean, the practicing people or the righteous people, as well as you have to be under the guidance of the Islamic scholars. Then all these things will be possible. Okay. And we have to bring to deal with all these low productivity and then anxiety, depression because of these technological advancements, and then getting the qualities of sabr and all that. There are certain aspects that we have to work with. Professional excellence, we have to get it through ihsan. What do you mean by ihsan? Ihsan is basically, if you see here, ihsan is to worship Allah as if you see Him. And if you do not see Him, at least you should be in a status of sense of imagination, a sense of realization that He is seeing me. Okay. So ihsan means performing work with sincerity. When a person attains that ihsan stage, then obviously he will work with sincerity, excellence, and accountability, because he's sincere, because he knows that the Almighty is looking at me, and he will try his best to achieve that excellence, and he has the fear of the accountability, because I am accountable to someone on the day of resurrection. Work becomes meaningful when done with conscious moral awareness. And then true excellence is measured by intention, integrity, and consistency as well. So AI can optimize efficiency, but ihsan perfects the human contribution to it. Okay. Now, from the detoxing perspective, now how should we balance the formula of law? What is law? Law is life, a'mal, and work. Okay. Balanced daily framework for performance, peace, and purpose. We have actually I have written this after hearing these things from the elders. 10 hours, let us dedicate it for work. Okay. To achieve excellence in our work and do a focused work. So deep distraction controlled work that creates value and impact. 10 hours work. 9 hours of life and amal, 4 hours of prayer, Quran, reflection, spiritual growth, and all that. And 5 hours of family time, relationships, household responsibilities. Then 5 hours of quality sleep. I hope that if these 9 hours are properly utilized, then this 5 hours of quality sleep we will get automatically. Okay. And then this quality sleep will bring us the physical recovery and the mental clarity for sustained performance. which we again will show to the world in the next 10 hours that we are working. Okay. So there is a saying, there is a hadith by Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, your body has a right over you, your eyes have a right over you, and your spouse has a right over you. So everyone's rights are to be fulfilled in this life. Hazrat Mona Ilyas, rahimahullah, he used to say that in this world, we are responsible for fulfilling the rights of each and every one whom we interact with. Okay. So interact with directly or indirectly. Okay. It's very, very important. दुनिया दुनिया की जिंदगी जिम्मेदारियां और हुकूक पूरा करने की जगह है. दिस इज व्हाट हज़रत मौलाना इलियास साहब रहमतुल्लाह अलैहि यूज्ड टू से. So everything has a right. So it is not that the life is only within the gadgets, and these have come very recently. That is why in the beginning I said that we have seen, many of us, we have seen the era wherein we have seen the landline phones and the emergence of mobiles, Nokia, Patthar Phod mobile, and all those mobiles we have seen, and then we have seen the gadgets, and then smart watches and everything, and we are seeing beyond. But life is not that much. Okay, for the betterment and for the advantage, if it is really helpful, then I'll use the technology. I'm not denying uh, uh, about the technology, but I'll use it only to a certain extent. Okay, so I think it is more than an hour now, so I'll stop here the presentation, even though a few of more slides are there. Inshallah, we'll cover some other time. We'll take some 10 minutes question if you have. I'll just go to the chat box. Yeah, is there any question? If you have any question, we'll take it up.
You can unmute yourself and ask any questions. In case there are no questions, shall we close, Dr. Saab?
Assalamu alaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Myself, Abdul Razak from Hyderabad. I
Yeah.
have one quick question, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, like in our journey of our, like our, as you said about law, life, amal, and work, in our journey, we try to fulfill our responsibilities.
Yeah.
But we all know that Shaitan is also there. He is working. Maybe like he's creating some hurdles, or as you mentioned, like it is like, or maybe it मैं अगर उर्दू में बताऊं तो शायद ये है कि
जी, जी,
सोशल
जी.
मीडिया की तरफ हमारे को ज्यादा राग़िब करता, हमारा टाइम वेस्ट करता, तो उससे हम कैसा बचे सर? हाउ शुड वी स्टॉप आवरसेल्फ फ्रॉम?
Yeah, I think I have not spent much time on those three types of nerves. Basically, it's a kind of a situation wherein होता क्या है कि जब हम माहौल में रहते हैं, the environment that we live in, if that environment is a good environment, then my nerves will keep on becoming stronger and stronger. And from the nafs al-lawwama, it goes towards nafs al-mutmainna. And in the books, it is written that once a person attains that nafs al-mutmainna, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protects him from the distractions created by devil or shaitan. Okay. And Hazrat Sheikh Maulana, Sheikh al-Hadith Maulana Zakaria rahmatullah alayhi also has written in a book of related to the Ihsan and Suluk and Sufism. He has mentioned that if a person works on his self-control and self-awareness, and then works on his soul, basically, then there is a time that comes, or there is a status that he reaches, wherein Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protects him from all the malicious intents of the devil, of the shaitan. Okay, so till then, these are the challenges, because we know that this world is, examination hall for all of us. Okay, so what we have to do is, to answer your question, what we have to do is we have to start trying to keep ourselves in the environment of good people. Okay, uh, and then slowly it start getting cure whatever disease we have got, basically like getting attracted towards the social media, and then getting attracted towards the distraction, time distraction kind of things. Okay, so if we start keeping ourselves away from these type of things and then getting into the environment, the positive environment, the good environment, and the what is it? With good people, then automatically these things can be addressed. Apart from that, if these type of situations arises where I am tending towards doing any evil, then immediately I have to keep myself out of that seclusion, and then I have to go and sit in the group. तो शैतान के मकर से अपने आप को बचाना है, तो तन्हाई से हट के आदमी मजमे में आ जाए, ये लिखा हुआ है किताबों में। और दूसरी बात ये है कि अगर आदमी अच्छे लोगों की सोहबत में रहना शुरू करे, तो अच्छाइयाँ आना उसके अंदर खुद ब खुद शुरू होंगी। तो फिर ये स्ट्रेंथ हमारे अंदर पैदा होगी। इफ वी स्टिल लुक एट मेनी ऑफ द स्कॉलर्स एंड मेनी ऑफ द एल्डर्स दैट वी आर सीइंग इन आवर लाइफ राइट नाउ, they have full control on all those things. When they want, they are using the phone, otherwise they are keeping it aside. When they want, they are using the gadgets, and it is not that they are not aware of the worldly life. It is not that they are not aware of the technology advancement. They are aware. At the same time, since they are focused and their soul is strong, they know that how much it is to be used and how much it is beneficial, really beneficial for us. Okay, so that is where we have to do. Otherwise, what will happen is the shaitan will, because shaitan was created for with that intention only. So उसका काम ही हमको अपने अच्छे रास्ते से हटाना है. So every second, every fraction of second, he will try come up with the new innovative tricks, okay, to distract us from the right path. So what we have to do is we have to face that challenge, and if we don't face that challenge and do not keep ourselves in those type of companies, then it may happen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save all of us from that kind of a situation, that this nafse lawama will get degraded to become nafse amara, which is very danger, which will invite persons towards only evil. Uh, I hope I have answered your query.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
From which age we can how to overcome these kinds of this as well? I'll just come to something very big message is written. Tanvir bhai, from which age we can give access or learn AI to children? You can make them learn. If we don't allow them, schools will teach them. But the only thing is we have to make them strong internally. Okay, that is possible. It is not that that is not possible. It is possible. We need to keep, what is it? Proper controls, so that they keep themselves away from these type of distractions. Okay. In Urdu, from our elders, we heard that बच्चों को सोने का यानी गोल्ड का, जस्ट फॉर सेइंग से, बच्चों को सोने का निवाला खिलाओ मगर शेर की निगाह रखो. Okay, you feed them gold, but at the same time you keep an eye, very strong eye onto them. ठीक है, तो उनकी वैसी हिफाजत करनी चाहिए. बचपन बचपन से भी सीख सकते हैं. आजकल क्या है, कॉम्पिटिटिव वर्ल्ड में मेरा अपना पर्सनल व्यू ये है कि व्हाट आई हैव सीन अर्लियर आल्सो, that many of my colleagues are there whose children, they are writing the codes. I have seen one of my colleague posting on the WhatsApp status, saying that my son has developed this. तो एक वीडियो उसने बनाया था, वीडियो ऑफ द program result, the software, the small program that he has coded. So what was it program? An aeroplane is coming onto the runway and then it is taking off. So basically graphics use करके he has done that, right? So the the aeroplane has taken off and then it went up in the skies. So ये जो हुआ है, this student was in 7th standard. Now, how many children from our community are actually being trained at that level? The problem with us is we are not able to control them once we give the technology or gadget in their hands. So, हम शुरू से भी सिखा सकते हैं, provided we need to judge properly because we are parents. We need to judge properly whether they are capable of handling all these things together, and they while they are keeping themselves away from the distractions. वो देख के उस लिहाज से डिसीजन लेना चाहिए. अपने नेक्स्ट इज अपने अंदर के दुश्मनों को पहचानो, जिंदगी की सबसे बड़ी जंग बाहर वालों से नहीं. ये तो सही बात है. दैट इज व्हाट इज इनर सेल्फ. सो द इनर सेल्फ वी हैव टू वर्क आउट. ओके, इसके लिए माहौल का होना जरूरी है. विदाउट माहौल a person cannot attain all these things. Okay. How to overcome? बहुत अल्लाह के रास्ते में जाने से ये चीज़ें बनती हैं. एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट अहलुल्लाह की सोहबत है कि नेक लोगों की सोहबत से बहुत कुछ मिलता है आदमियों को. And then the regular affairs like zikr, tasbihat, and then tilawat of Quran, this strengthens the soul. So this also helps a lot in building up our inner self. Okay, so Faiz raised hand. Yeah, if you have any question, you can ask, please. Faiz bhai. Acha, you have asked here how to improve focus on productive work. See, this is all about the dedication that you have and the fear, the accountability that I have mentioned somewhere while mentioning about that law. Okay, life, amal, and work. Okay, before that, before or after that, ihsan, the slide of ihsan was there. When a person attains that kind of a thing, or on way to attaining that, while I am practicing ihsan, I should always have in my mind that I am accountable. Okay, I'll just give you an example. I generally give this example everywhere because I read that particular question. So in Urdu newspapers, sometimes they put a column on Sundays or Fridays asking questions, general public asking questions to Mufti Saab. So someone asked a Mufti Saab that I work in a particular organization, and I mean the masjid is just next to, or we have a common compound, my office and that masjid. So during office hours, I go to masjid and then I pray Zohar Salah there, and after Zohar Salah, I recite Quran there for so much of time. Is it right? Is it okay to recite Quran during office hours? This is what he has asked. So Mufti Sahib has replied saying that the question is not complete. It would have been better if you had given more clarity about type of job that you have got. I don't know whether you are being in your work, what is that called, appointment order with the rules and regulations from given by HR. Whether your salary is calculated based on number of hours that you are working or based on the activities that you are carrying out. For example, I am a consultant. I am being hired for a particular project. Sorry, I am being hired for a particular project. And when I've been asked that this project you have to do, and we'll give you this much of amount for this project, and the duration that you have is for 3 months or 4 months or 6 months, whatever it may be. Okay. Now it's up to me to utilize my time so that I was given a 6 months time frame, and while giving that proposal of completion of that work in 6 months, when I gave the proposal to the company, which company has in fact agreed to, I already thought that I will take out time for my my lunch break and my namaz break and everything. And I'm sure that I will be able to complete that entire work within 4 months or 5 months. And the deal is done. So there, reciting Quran and all those things while completing the work on time, that is right. That is what Mufti Sahib has said. And if suppose if you are being paid based on number of hours in the office, for example, daily you have to be in office for 8.5 hours, out of which we have very clearly, we have the written rule in our office saying that your office is for 8.5 hours, while 30 minutes is for lunch and 2 times tea break. Now, who follows that? That is a question. If you fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then obviously you feel that you are accountable and you will be perfect in that. So that Mufti Sahib replied back saying that if you are being paid based on number of hours, or you are bound to attend those many number of hours in your office, then going out and then offering salah, and after that recitation of Quran, that recitation of Quran will be invalid. In najaiz hoga aapka Quran. So from that perspective, if you look at, if you have that kind of accountability in your mind that, oh, I am accountable, I am answerable to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then that particular thing will allow us to improve the focus on our work. I am accountable. I'm not accountable to manager. Okay, manager has given me work. I'll respect him. I'll try to complete this because he has given me, and I have already gone into agreement that whatever work is assigned to me, I'm going to do that. Right. तो वो इसमें है ना सूर्य मिनून में इट इज देयर दैट जो अहद जो करते हैं ना ईमान वाले जो अहद करते हैं, this ahad is very important. Ahad is nothing but agreement that we are signing. Okay, so that is where focusing more on the work also requires you to keep yourself away from mobile. आप ले जाइए मोबाइल, ले जाके कोने में रख दीजिए, बाजू रख दीजिए. और सोशल मीडिया की वेबसाइट्स वगैरह कोई देखिए मत आप वेबसाइट उस ऑफिस आवर्स में. Many of the people they say that no, in our office I mean the social media websites and YouTube and Facebook all are banned. Okay, वो हम access ही नहीं कर पाते हैं. But still there are people I know who have downloaded Tor browser and then they continue using it. Okay, it's all on your inner self as well as the accountability aspect that you have, or the strength of accountability that you have. And then on focusing, like 20-20-20 rule that is mentioned there, and then 60 to 90 minutes, that is the human tendency. So work for 60 to 90 minutes, take a break, and then just casually go out and then see around and then come back. See around in the sense within the office building. Okay, थोड़ा आ जाइए आप ताकि फिर आपका focus again, you regain the focus back. But the moment you get into these gadgets and all, again, like in that survey result, it was saying that 20 to 25 minutes it takes. Okay, so that is how slowly you have to work on improving the focus on work. Your life, career, experience with law excellence, I need your precious. Okay. Okay, Jazakallah. If there is any other question, shall we listening bayan in working hours? When I quoted the about the Quran. Okay. Okay. This point very interesting. HP 600G2. The question is, shall we listen to the bayan in working hours? See, the answer is, first of all, from the perspective of focus, you lose the focus. Either you will end up not listening to bayan attentively, or you will lose the focus on your work. Number one point. Losing the focus will impact your productivity as well. Okay. And second thing is, I have already answered. I just incidentally gave the example of that Mufti Saab replying back about Quran. So bayan cannot be better than Quran, right? Quran is actually Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talking to you. So when he is saying that it is najaiz based on what kind of appointment you have or what kind of work order you have, based on that. So from that perspective, if you look at then listening to bayan, I don't think, in view of what Mufti Saab has given the fatwa, is not right. So is there any other question you have?
Sir, what about how do we manage the Friday timing, specifically during the office hours, obviously, to
Very
consume
important
almost
question.
2 hours?
Yes. Very important question. Jazakallah. I think Basit bhai, you have asked this question, right? Very important
Yes.
question. Yeah. See, the unfortunate thing is, mm, uh, I don't know where you are calling from. I really don't know. In Bangalore, if you work in Electronic City, there is a area called as Shikari Pandya, wherein some 7-8 masjids are there with different timings. Okay, it starts at 1:30 to 1:45, 2 o'clock, 2:15. So I don't know why we spend 2 hours in Juma Salah. We are not going and leading the Juma prayers. not all software professionals are the khatib also. So 2 hours is a little bit more on our side. We should not do that actually. And there are different ways of dealing with it depending on what situation, what environment you have in your office. One way is you talk to your manager and say that, sir, this is actually performing this obligatory salah in congregation. जमात के साथ जुमा पढ़ना मेरे लिए जरूरी है. Other salahs I can do it here in some area available in the office. While Juma I have to go there. So what I will do is I mean compensate this with the extra hours. Not extra hours. Basically, when you are saying compensation, it will not be extra. So if I'm going out for 2 hours while my lunch hours is for 30 minutes, then remaining 1.5 hour, I'll compensate that today itself. So that way, if you deal, that will be better. And suppose during that time, this is one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is, you identify the place wherever the masjid is and set the timing accordingly. Go uh, just before the Arabi khutbah, because the second azan is most important. The first azan is right, obviously, there is a call for prayers, but the second azan is one, the Juma Salah actual time, Juma's Salah starts with that particular second azan. So try to be there before the second azan and perform sunnah. And generally, Juma khutbah, they take some 5 to 7 minutes or maximum 10 minutes, and then further, namaz for 10 more minutes. So totally, you'll end up spending 30 minutes. Okay, this is my experience for so many years. We have been going to the Juma Salah. In extreme case, if there is a meeting, then you immediately after Juma Salah ends, you come back and join the meeting. And the moment meeting ends, you take out some time for completing your sunnah. This is another way of handling these type of situations. But I strongly feel that we should not spend so much time outside. See what happens. I see many of the professionals there in our area also. I don't know whether really they are free on that day or they have taken permission. I'm not at all telling this, keeping that in mind. No, not at all. I'm not aware whether they have already taken permission from their boss or not. But I have seen those people coming there for Juma Salah. And after Juma Salah, they go for having biryani. And only after finishing their biryani, they'll go back. Juma Salah is mandatory, but on Friday, having biryani is not mandatory. That we need to remember. So if we can avoid these type of things, then the other people will also understand that, my colleagues who are not from the same faith, they will understand that, yeah, it is not so difficult. And then he is following the timings here. Okay. So this is what I feel that we need to really look at it. And thank you. This is a very important question that very many of us, we face a lot of challenges in this. Okay. Yeah. I'm sure this is answered in your lecture, but reiterating it again will serve better for the audience, perform responsibilities in coming days and years when AI becomes as invisible and essential as guiding how we learn, work, remember, and even recite the Quran. How do we ensure it sharpens our niyyah, adab, and discipline, rather than making faith, knowledge, and effortless and hollow? Yeah, you are right. See, that is what I said to you, daily. See, purification of soul happens when you recite Quran. Invisibly, this AI is surely impacting not only AI, your mobiles itself. Social media is not an AI, but yes, there are recommender systems which keep on recommending the videos and all to us. But one thing which we need to remember is consistency. Hazrat Shaykhul Hadith Maulana Muhammad Zakaria Rahmatullahi alayhi has written in his book. First, I will read it in Urdu. I'll convey to in Urdu and try to translate in English. He says that कंसिस्टेंसी जो है ना, कंसिस्टेंसी जो है ये तरक्की का जीना है. कंसिस्टेंसी इज एक्चुअली द लैडर ऑफ द सक्सेस. इफ यू आर कंसिस्टेंट इन योर अमाल, ओके, इस्तिकामत जो है, अमाल की इस्तिकामत ये तरक्की का जीना है. हजरत शेख फरमाते थे कि amal ki istiqamat means consistently you are doing. It's not that today I recited Quran. Now the Ramazan is coming after 1.5 months or so. So now we are, mashallah, reciting Quran too much and then spending too much of time on masjid and all. And the moment the Ramazan goes, then since last Ramazan till today, how many times I touched Quran? It is, I mean, I have to reflect upon. I have to check myself in my own life. So if you do it consistently on a daily basis, it is going to impact and it will have an high impact. Generally, our elders give an example that a tap is there, and under the tap, there is a granite stone that is kept. Okay. So the tap is leaking. So slowly, one drop is coming out of the tap because there is a leakage. And since the drop is continuously falling on that stone, what is the weight of one drop of water? It will not have any impact even if that one drop of water falls on my body. But consistently, continuously, when it falls, it makes a hole in that granite which is kept under the tap. Okay. So that is how slowly this impacts us a lot. Okay. Keep yourself little bit away from the gadgets. Yourself in the sense it is for me first. Okay, let us keep ourselves away from the gadgets and consistently keep doing these amal, because these amal will have a divine light. एक नूर होता है उसमें. That noor surely impacts a person's soul as well as heart, and then he will realize the truth of life, and then he will start avoiding himself. But I'm not saying that AI should not be used or the mobile should not be used. Wherever it is applicable, that is to be used for sure. Okay, for the betterment. But yes, consistency is the key. Without consistency, I mean, we will not be able to achieve or attain what we are actually looking for. Is there any other question? Jazakallah for this interaction. MashaAllah. I mean, good to interact with you all. And then, sorry if there is some limitation that was there in the presentation or weakness in the presentation. Inshallah, we'll try our best to come up with more facts and more factual data, inshallah, next time. Jazakallah. Dr. Saad.
Jazakallah.
Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum. Dr. Saif Saab, we can conclude. I think yes, we will conclude now. Assalamu alaikum.